Welcome to the Well Woman Show, where motivated women achieve fulfillment and well-being.
You're listening to the Well Woman Show.
You're listening to the Well Woman Show.
You're going to be in for a good ride.
I'm a woman. I would prefer to tell my own story. My story, though it's very personal, is universal.
You're listening to the Well Woman Show. And now your host, Giovanna Rossi.
Hi, Giovanna Rossi here, and welcome to another episode of the Well Woman Show, where I interview women leaders, executives, and entrepreneurs about their lives and their road to becoming and being who they are today. Are you at the top of your game professionally, but feeling burned out, or finding it hard to focus on your goals, or unfulfilled personally? Or are you in transition, simply juggling so many things you find it hard to take care of your own needs? Well, you're not alone. We all need to activate the 4 universal superpowers. These are the internal strengths and abilities we all already have, but don't use all the time. Superpowers can be cultivated, and they include awareness, intuition, action, and acceptance. Toward the end of the show, in a segment called Superpowers for Success, I ask my guest about her superpowers, and the answers will give you the strength, perspective, and power to live a well woman life. I'm so happy you're here, so thanks for tuning in. Hello, well women. It's Giovanna Rossi here, and welcome to the Well Woman Show. Welcome to all of the new listeners we have, and welcome back to some of our regulars. I want to start off the show today with a couple of reviews. If you haven't gone over to iTunes to review, definitely head over there. I love reading your reviews. Eric Bison says, Giovanna and her guests share inspiring and actionable lessons to help you get to your highest levels of health, well-being, and success in business and life. Highly recommend listening and subscribing. Awesome. Thank you, Eric Bison. And then we have another one by Zia Bean. And this person says, I've been listening to the Well Woman Show for a couple of years and really look forward to it. I love how Giovanna brings such a real, authentic perspective to topics that matter so much to me. I always hope that my circle of people are also listening. Well, I hope they are too, Zia Bean. And one way you can make sure that that happens is to share it and to encourage your folks to listen. And for those of you who leave a review, I will be reading those out on the shows. So definitely head over to iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcasts and leave a review. So today on the show, I'm excited to bring you a Just Giovanna episode, and we're going to talk about taking aligned action. And so you might be in a major transition, launching a new project, or starting or deepening a relationship. And you may not have time to do everything you want to do. So the question is, what do you do first? And what do you do next? And how do you get the results that you want in your life? So this show will take a deep dive into taking aligned action. And aligned action, I'll explain what that is when I get into it here. I just want to start by talking about this kind of what I'm calling the myth of massive action. So a lot of productivity quote unquote gurus and different marketing folks talk a lot about taking massive action. And it's almost to the point where it's like, just, take any action. Any action is better than no action. And I actually disagree. So I think that aligned action is where we want to be. As women, we really feel into our action and where we need to be moving. And it's not just about taking any action. So there are times when we're procrastinating and we just need to take action. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you are looking at something you want to achieve and you don't know where to start, or you don't know what to do first, or you can't get started, those kinds of things. So the myth of massive action, we hear this term a lot, just take massive action. And I really don't think that we need to be just taking massive action. I think that we tune in to our awareness and our intuition. And this is this is part of what I teach in the Well Woman Life Cycle, is that you already know the very next step to take. More seminars and workshops and coaches are not going to give you the answer that you're looking for, right? Like, you know the answer already. It's a matter of tuning in and hearing it, listening and hearing the answer, and then taking aligned action with what you hear. So taking aligned action means that we really need to have worked through the Well Woman Life Cycle, worked through the awareness stage, worked through the intuition stage, where we really tap into our inner knowing, and then we can get to the aligned action stage. So for those of you who are going to join me for Well Woman Drinks this week in April, if you don't know about this, you can head over to wellwomanlife.com/events, and you can join in person or online. And what we're going to do at the Well Woman Drinks is really dive into this together in terms of, finding something that we're working on that we want to achieve, and then working through the Well Woman Life Cycle to take aligned action. So where I'm coming from with this is that you already know what to do. You may not think you know, right? So your thinking self doesn't necessarily know the next thing, but when you allow yourself to become aware and you allow the inner knowledge to come forward, then you definitely know. And for those of you who are meditators and that practice this, as a regular practice, this will not sound unfamiliar to you, although it's always great to review this and refresh and go through this in a practical way, right? But for those of you who don't have a meditation practice or don't have a practice of awareness, then this will be something new that you can try. So before I get into the 5 tools for aligned action, I want to be sure that we review just very briefly the first 2 stages of the Well Woman Life Cycle, so that we're not just jumping in partway through. So the first stage is awareness, and that is where you really create awareness through, there are various things that you can do. Journaling is one, doing some kind of active meditation is another. If you don't do the quiet sitting meditation, you can do cooking meditation or walking meditation. And these are activities where you really connect back with yourself and you really find that awareness. Another activity here is a time audit. You can really review, where are you spending your time? So there are lots of activities we can do in that awareness stage. Once we move through awareness, we go into the next stage, which is intuition. And this is where we're really now lingering in the quiet, lingering in the valley. And we're just soaking it in. We're listening to ourselves, either through whatever healing practices you have, or you can practice gratitude. If you need some tips on practicing gratitude, there's lots of information on previous podcasts and also on our website. But, just 3 things every evening before you go to bed, writing down 3 things you're grateful for is a great start. Starting to use some meditation apps is also helpful. And this is just quieting our minds so that we can hear our inner knowledge. And then once you work through the intuition stage, you get to the aligned action stage. And this is the exciting stage that I'm going to talk to you about today. And at Well Woman Drinks, we're going to go into it in depth. And I'm going to share with you these 5 tools so that you can take action that's aligned with your true self, which is so important. We don't want to just take any old action, just take massive action based on, someone else's plan. That's not going to work for us. We need to really feel into what action it is that is right for us. And only you know that. So I can help you find that, but I can't tell you what it is, and nobody else can either. So, the next thing we'll do is go into the 5 tools for aligned action, but we're going to take a quick break first, and we'll be right back. Whether you're just starting your journey or you've been on it for months or even years, the Well Woman Jumpstart is a great place to begin. So you might want to know, what's the outcome? How will I benefit from this? If you want to reach the income, impact, or intimacy goals you have, you can jump right in with this awesome jumpstart. You'll learn what your unique superpower is, which is super important for everything else you'll be working on in your life. You'll learn proven tools to address your particular challenge. You'll get real clarity about your life and your big goals and challenges. And you'll get to talk to me, Giovanna, one-on-one, and I'll give you feedback and insight specifically on your goal or challenge. If you're ready to jump in, go to wellwomanlife.com/jumpstart. I'm so thankful for support from Natural Awakenings Magazine in New Mexico, a monthly green, healthy lifestyle publication, and for support from High Desert Yoga, promoting optimum physical health, clarity of mind, and spiritual inspiration for all. Okay, we're back with the Well Woman Show, a Just Giovanna episode with the 5 tools for aligned action. And the first tool I'm going to share with you is accountability. So when you're trying to take action on something or get a result in your life or your business or your professional, your career, or even education, any aspect of your life, it's great to have some accountability. And so the Well Woman community can serve as that. We have a Facebook group. It's at wellwomanlife.com/Facebook. You can join us there and share what you're working on, or you can just find an accountability partner. It can be a friend, a colleague, someone that lives with you at home, but it should be someone who's going to be super enthusiastic and share your enthusiasm for your goal and for the result that you're trying to get. So think about it. Don't ask the friend who is always down on the things that you want to do. Like, that's probably not going to work out. So set yourself up for success by finding someone who's going to say, yeah, that sounds awesome. I am totally going to check in with you every few days or every week to see how you're doing on that. Or find someone who also has the same goal, and then you can check in with each other. And accountability can be done in so many different ways. I know people who their accountability partners check in every single morning. Every morning, a quick text saying, yes, I did what I needed to do. Or it can be a weekly phone call or a weekly email, or a monthly, conversation. So it just depends how you want to set it up. But that is important for really staying on track. Okay, tool number 2 is results setting. So I use the word results instead of goal because I think about things in terms of what result do we want to have. And so we start from the result and work backwards. And so if the result is that you want 3 more clients this month, or you want to, if you have a specific result that you want in your work or your home life or your personal life, you want to sit down and have family meals at least 4 times a week. That would be a result. Like, my family sits and eats together for at least 4 nights a week. So that is results setting. So I encourage you to write down your outcome. What is the result you're desiring? And then work backwards. So the big result, and then what project do you need to work on in order to make that result happen? And then within that project, you're going to have several tasks. So that's how you can work backwards. So the result is the overarching, my family is going to sit down and eat 4 meals together per week, or I'm going to have, 3 more clients per month. And then the project under that, you might have 2 or 3 projects. I wouldn't really recommend more than 2 or 3 projects for one result because it gets hard to achieve. So one of the projects underneath the family meals might be to do family grocery shopping or family grocery list and recipe making, right? So you all sit down on a Sunday, even just 15 minutes, and okay, what does everybody want to eat this week? You make your list, you get your recipes if you need them, you make your shopping list, and so that's a project. And so tasks underneath that project might be, schedule family meeting, make sure you have the recipes available for everybody to look at, so there are like specific tasks under that project. So that's an example of doing results setting, which is tool number 2. And then tool number 3 is productivity apps. So many of you already, have your favorite apps, or maybe you are ready to look for some new productivity apps. I love using Trello. So Trello really helps organize teams and projects, and it's just great. I actually produce my whole podcast using Trello. The other one I like is, it's not an app, but it's a shared calendar. And I really truly think that I'm still married because of the shared calendar. My husband and I share this calendar, and whenever we have things come up that require us to, drive kids around or be at a certain place at a certain time, pick kids up, we put it on the shared calendar so that we both know what's going on. And you can do this with your team. I have a team calendar where we share everything so that they know when I'm at meetings, and I know when they're, out of town or whatever the case may be. And then I also love Google Drive and Dropbox. I'm sure you all are aware of that. If you're not, it's a great file sharing. You can either use Google Drive or Dropbox. And for scheduling, if you do a lot of scheduling, you can find a scheduling app that you like. I use Acuity, and none of these companies are giving me any kickbacks, by the way. If you sign up, that's on your own. I'm just letting you know what I use. And I'll put all this in the show notes too. There are lots of scheduling apps out there. I think I used to use Schedule once, and now I use Acuity, and they just all provide slightly different things, depending on what you need. But you can brand them. You can customize your links. So I have a link that I send out just to guests for them to schedule their interview, and so forth. So that's productivity apps. That's tool number 3. Tool number 4. And this is a review of the awareness stage in the Well Woman life cycle. So I really encourage you to definitely, throughout this process, be engaging in those awareness tools that I share in the Well Woman life cycle. And I'm just going to mention 2 quickly. One is journaling. So definitely journaling every morning. Or you can do it whenever you want, but morning is good because you wake up fresh and you can just jot down 2 or 3 pages of your thoughts. And also engaging in your mindfulness activities. So whatever those are, it could be that you actually sit and meditate, or it could be that you have a meditative activity that you like to do, like cooking, or some people clean. It's a very meditative activity. They can switch off while they do it. Other people dance, exercise, walk. And so highly recommend this really allows your brain to rest, which is what we need. We need to quiet ourselves a little bit so that we can hear our inner knowledge and then act on it. And that's what this is all about, is taking aligned action. So the actions we take are aligned with our true self and our inner knowledge. Okay, last but not least, tool number 5 for aligned action is to feel good in your body. So we all do so much better when we feel good, physically healthy, strong, and well fed, slept, and well watered, well fed. So I really want folks to take this on board, because if we're not feeling good in our bodies, it's really hard to then make things happen out in the world that we want to have happen. And a lot of people, totally get this and get the relationship, and other people, it's new to them. But either way, if you eat well, whatever that means to you, for me, it's power foods and healthy, fresh, whole foods. For other people, they might be vegan or vegetarian or whatever whatever your thing is that makes you feel good, do that. And get lots of sleep. So sleep is really important to feeling good in your body. And drink lots of water, especially now getting into the warmer weather. And the last one is to sweat. So however you work up a sweat, go do that a few times a week. If it's running, if it's walking, if it's, doing something around the house, gardening, whatever it is, jumping jacks, jump roping with your kids, whatever that is, get your heart rate up and get some sweat action going. And that'll help you feel really good in your body. So those are my 5 tools. I'm going to put these on the show notes on the website at wellwomanlife.com/159show. You can check it out there. And also join me for Well Woman Drinks if you're listening to this as it publishes on Wednesday night, April 17th. Just go to wellwomanlife.com/events to register. It's free, but you do need to register, and you can join online or in person. And if you're listening to this after the fact, after April 17th, go ahead and go over to the events page on Well Woman Life, because there are other events that you can join. And we do Well Woman Drinks every 3rd Wednesday of the month. So you can always jump in any month that you're listening. All right. Well, happy aligned actioning. And I can't wait to hear all about what you're up to in the Facebook group, wellwomanlife.com/Facebook. Come and see me there, and we'll see you next week. That's it for our show today. Remember, if you need support to live your Well Woman life, head over to wellwomanlife.com/Facebook to join us. Our monthly live event, Well Woman Drinks, brings women together to share our successes and challenges as women, leaders, moms, aunts, sisters, and all the other roles we carry. If you'd like to attend a Well Woman Drinks near you, or if there isn't one in your city yet and you'd like to start one, email info@wellwomanlife.com. If you enjoyed the show, please take a moment and subscribe in iTunes and leave a review. This helps raise visibility, which is super helpful when it comes to producing the show every week. For feedback, comments, or just to let me know you were listening today, find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram @WellWomanLife. I'm Giovanna Rossi for The Well Woman Show. Until next time, have a super powerful week.